Hey everyone, it's Abby Glassenberg from Craft Industry Alliance. Hope you're having an awesome day today. We go live every Wednesday around 1:30 p.m. Eastern to talk with one of our amazing members. Craft Industry Alliance is a membership organization for craft professionals, and we have over 1,700 members at this time. And I absolutely love getting the opportunity to drop into one of their studios, see what they're working on, understand more about their business. I always learn so much from these interviews, and I love sharing them with you all also. So today we're going to be talking with one of our longtime members, one of our most involved members, Elaine Luther. And she's going to come on in a few minutes and tell us about her business, what she makes, etc. So I'm very excited to welcome Elaine when she gets here. And in the in-between time, I wanted to tell you that we are going to be publishing a podcast coming up on Monday with an amazing person, Cecilia Nelson Hurt. I don't know if you follow her. She's Creative CC. She is just so inspiring. I spoke with her earlier this week about her career, and I'm very excited to share that interview with you. So it's coming out on Monday, and into the podcast then. It's episode 191, which makes me feel like, wow, we've been doing this podcast for a while. Hey, Elaine.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Let me turn up your volume.
Oh, feel free. I'm good at shouting too. I'm a mom of 3 kids, so I can always shout. It's no problem. So you look cute. Thanks for coming on today.
Sure.
And first, I just wanted to acknowledge how involved you have been in Craft Industry Alliance as far as attending our events and also just participating in the community aspect through our Facebook group. So thank you so much. I just feel like I'm always like, Elaine, she's always like commenting and helping other people. And I just really appreciate that.
Thanks. It's a great group.
So tell us, Elaine, a little bit about your business. I get the feeling you're kind of multi-craftual person.
Very much. Well, I work with a lot of miniatures, so I set up some coffee and tea for the 2 of us.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I love miniatures.
Some cake. So I've been working with miniatures for a really long time. This is from 2014. This is my from my series Medals That You Wouldn't Want to Earn. And this one is called I Just Want to Be Able to Buy Flowers at the Grocery Store Without Thinking About How Much They Cost. And you can see it's got the minis in it. It's got Playmobil, flowers, and money in it. So I've been doing this for a long time. And then I started with the photography with the little setups like our coffee. And then started putting them on cards. And here's a birthday card. And one of my goals for my business is to make better Father's Day cards. I have a biological father and 2 stepfathers, and you think it's hard to buy one Father's Day card, and I have to buy 3. It's so hard. They're so terrible, right?
They are terrible.
Like, don't mow the lawn today, Dad. I'll do it. You know,
so cliche and cheesy and does not apply to my dad nor my husband, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's great. All right, cool. So you're working on the Father's Day card thing. That's great. And were you always crafty? Like, were you crafty as a kid just growing up, or
Yes, we moved a lot. I lived in about 18 different houses, and
wow.
Yeah, I moved about 18 times as a kid, and every time we moved, a different sibling would get the bigger bedroom. So at one point I had it used to be the master bedroom. It was ridiculously huge, and I had a kitchen table and 2 shelves, and I would just make things. My friends would come over, and we just called it making things, and just, I sewed. I bought a sewing machine when I was 8 with my own money, a little Singer, like kid size, but it really worked. Yeah, so just always done stuff.
Making things. And then when did it kind of become like a business for you? Like, when did you realize, I could probably like come up with some products and sell them?
I started my first business at 19 while I was still in college. I started in jewelry making in college, and I loved it. I got the last space in college in a class for metalsmithing, and I was just in love and spent all my time in the studio. And especially for metalsmithing, if you want to buy precious metals and gems, you have to be a legal business, otherwise you just don't have access. So that was part of the push for me to become a business at 19.
Wow.
So, and in some ways, maybe that was too soon, and I should have had more time to develop as an artist. But basically, yeah, I've been in
Doing
business.
it for a long time.
Yeah,
Exactly. And so, did you make and sell jewelry for a while and then it kind of morphed over time? Kind of tell us I guess, the phases of your business
sure.
development.
Sure. I did craft shows for a while in my 20s, and I didn't love it. I'm really someone who would much rather wholesale it and let the people who are awesome at retailing do what they do best. Um, and so then when my first daughter was born, I was like, oh, too bad. I can't do those anymore. Oh, I wasn't sad about it at all. So a bit of a break there with being busy with babies, and then because it's just really really hard to make jewelry with kids because it takes so much concentration, and I couldn't get away, and I just sort of out of the blue was like, I'll just start painting, which is weird because I have no training, and but it was fun and relaxing, and so I did that for a while, and then I moved more into the sculptural, the building little things out of found objects, because I think I'm better at 3D than 2D. It doesn't
Me
stop me.
too. Yeah, I'm totally better at 3D than 2D. Totally hear you. Yeah. Cool. Okay. And so do you collect the materials that you use to make all of these things at like thrift stores or rummage sales, or are they things that you have in
Yes.
your home from family, or how do you get all of the things?
Yes. All of those and more. And uh, it's not handy, but I have a friend, I have an artist friend who's moving. So every day she'll send me a text. I've got more on my porch. Come pick it up. So she's given me tiny bowling pins and trees and all kinds of crazy things. And now that people know that I'm doing all these photos with the miniatures, because it's also my 100-day project, people are just giving me stuff all the time. Do you want some tins? I'm getting rid of my Playmobil. But I do also have to shop. I really miss thrift stores. I can't wait till it's
Me
safe to go
too.
open again.
Yes. You realize how much you enjoy that experience when you can't
Yes.
go.
Yes. So I'm having to do a little bit of eBay, but it's not the same. It doesn't
No.
have the same thrill of the hunt, right?
Right. It totally doesn't. It's all categorized. It's like, I mean, it's still fun, but it's not as fun,
Yeah.
nearly as fun as thrifting. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And it
Yeah,
costs more.
totally. And so is everything organized in your studio, or is it just kind of like mine where it's just sort of everywhere?
You can kind of see it in the background there. I have one of those I have two of those IKEA trays. It's for paper organizing in your office, but there's a picture of it in today's Instagram post where it's one drawer is all cats and dogs, and one drawer is all food, and
Oh,
one
you're
drawer is
organized.
all
Yeah.
spools, the little spools I use with um, they're actual pieces of letters that people have written to me, or recipes.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. So that must be really fun to just look at everything and organize everything and sort of get inspired to make things. So tell us a little bit about your 100-day project, and for people who aren't super familiar with how that works, explain a little bit about how it
Sure.
works and what the experience has been like for you so far.
Sure. So the 100-day project, you pick something, some theme, not too wide open, but enough of a creative constraint to make it useful. And originally this year I was going to do 100 days of place-based textile collages, which was just like too much, too specific. And I tried it for one day and was like, oh God, like it's a good project, but not 100 days. Like it needs more time to simmer. So just every day you make some art. It's not supposed to take long, like 5-10 minutes. And then you post it on Instagram, and you're part of this community of other crazy people who are doing this, for 100
Yeah.
days.
So
This
it
is my
sounds like you
third
learned
time.
first off, right off the bat, that the project constraints need to be kind of broad enough that it gives you
Yes.
some flexibility and some
Yes.
inspiration as time goes by. Anything else you've sort of picked up or learned either about yourself or about just art making, et cetera, or photography, or what does well on Instagram, or any of those things just in the process?
Oh, definitely. So this is my third time doing the 100-day project, and the real value is just in the repetition. My first year I did jelly plate prints, and
Oh, I love those. Yeah.
on day 50 I got the most amazing print, and you're in the studio and you're frustrated and you're like, this isn't going well, but then you have to push through it because you have an audience, you've committed publicly, I'm gonna do this. So, you know, and then I'm finding it with this way too, because, you know, my elements are like, you know, spools and tiny things, and they can have a tendency to look the same, and I can tell the difference, but I've got to keep people's interest and make them different enough. So 100 days of taking pictures with only tiny things and wooden spools and keeping people's interest is really forcing me to be incredibly creative and do things that I wouldn't have done for myself, because I've got my preferences. I really like simple bare wood and, you know, more artsy crazy stuff, but of course Instagram likes cats.
And I love that. I love that idea that, like, when you did the jelly print ones, that on, you know, day 50 is when, like, you get one that you like absolutely
Right.
love. And, you know, I think one of the things that happens with makers is we sometimes work on something and you get partway through it and you're like, it's not working, you know, this, it just doesn't, it didn't come together the way I thought. And you're like, oh, that was a waste of time. You know, that was like 3 hours and all this materials and didn't work and I hate it and I'm throwing it away. And like the thing with it is, like, I always have to say to myself, it wasn't a waste of time. It was like learning, like
Right.
all of that you learned that didn't work. Like that maybe you needed to change something about the materials or about the idea or whatever it was, that learn more technique before you can do this. And so it's not a waste of time, even if that project ended up in the trash. So I feel like doing something like this every day for 100 days, you know, you just have to get over that. It's like you can't
Exactly.
dwell. You just have to keep going, making. And of course, you land on something that you like, you know, partway through. So
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
And then
that's
you
super
learn to
fun.
push through. That, like, the point is just to push through and keep
Right.
going.
Yeah, which is the hardest part. My husband's always saying
Yes.
to me, like, he knows, like, within every project, there's like the excitement, and then there's the doing, and then there's that moment of like it's not working, and I'm like angry. He's like, oh gosh, we're here
Why did I
again.
do this to myself?
Yes. But then of course you get to the end phase and then you're like elated that it's finished, you know.
Right.
So yeah, it's always that same process. So you have to just do that in rapid succession when you do a
Yeah.
project like this, which
Yeah.
is great. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, I know you're working on the Father's Day cards. What else can people find in your shop if they take a look there?
We have lots of stickers. We have, I'm a big advocate for pockets for women. So this is I've got pockets for women and pockets for girls. I'm wearing jeans right now that have 9 pockets.
Yes.
And then we have a whole series of, you know, well-behaved women seldom make history. So we've got Victoria Woodhull, Jane Addams with a different quote about justice, Ida B. Wells, Victoria Woodhull again, because she's really, you know, not a good girl, and Carrie Nation with her axe. And then not a lot of demand for this one, but I like it. It's this Lucy Stone League. A Lucy Stoner is someone who keeps her name when she gets married. So this is one of those things that I was really excited about, and nobody else. Haven't sold a one, but
It just hasn't found its audience yet. That's
exactly.
okay. It will.
Exactly. And then here's one more fun one. It's a reprint of a war sticker. It says, Jenny on the job eats man-sized meals. So it's sort of like, this was a real campaign, and it's like Rosie the Riveter's less well-known cousin. And there's a
That's
whole
awesome.
series of them about how she showers and she works hard and she bends at the knees when she lifts heavy objects. But it just cracks me up.
That's great. These are awesome and would be like so great on a computer case, like your laptop case,
Great.
or on your binder, or wherever else you like to put stickers. I have
Great.
them on I have like a book where I record all the different sewing patterns I'm making, so I can kind of make notes and put stickers all over the cover of that I love. So yeah, that's
Cool.
awesome.
I have one more tiny thing to show you. This is, I work with a retailer near me called The Seed, and she has this shelf she calls the Cabinet of Curiosity. So this is like a tin the size of Altoids. So I had some of these, and I said, these would look great in your little cabinet. And then she said, you know, to me, they look like 3-dimensional greeting cards. So that's not something I ever would have thought of, but now they come with a teeny tiny envelope that you open up and write your message on it. And each one is different. This one has a little key in the front, and then on the back you can write the to and from. And so it's been really fun collaborating with a retailer who sees my work in ways that I wouldn't, and then she's so enthusiastic and like hustle, hustle, hustle in a way that I'm not. And she's just amazing.
That's great. We need those kinds of partners because, as you said earlier, you prefer to wholesale than to be the person
Yes,
behind the craft fair table. I definitely relate to that as well as an introverted person. So, yeah, that's great though. But you learn so much with those collaborations and seeing your products through somebody else's eyes. So,
exactly.
I think that's awesome. All right. So, tell people where they can come and visit you on Instagram and online in general so they can
Okay.
check these products out.
So here on Instagram, I'm at underscore Elaine Luther. And then my e-commerce shop is Totally Legit Card Co. And that is a brand that came from my daughter. That was her fake company on her handmade cards. And I bought her the URL because I thought it was so clever. And she's like, I'm in college. I don't have time for that, but you can use it. So that's how that sort of
That's
came.
awesome.
So Totally Legit Card Co.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Elaine, and thank you too for being a member of Craft Industry Alliance.
Sure. Thanks so much for having me. Good to see you.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.